Hello grade 5 6ers, welcome back to our digital technology lesson. You guys have done a couple of weeks now learning about binary. There's been quite a lot to learn and you guys have also got a handle on that very well. Remember, if you are still having trouble, feel free to email me and we can organize a time to catch up. But most of you seem to have understanding it quite well and doing very well with it. So we're going to leave the binary part behind us for now, and we're going to be moving on to our next set of lessons, which is going to be programming using Scratch. Now, Scratch is a programming language that some of you are very familiar with. And I have seen a handful of you actually do work in your spare time and have shared it with me throughout throughout the year. But you guys who already know Scratch, this stuff may be too easy for you. If that's the case, don't stress. I'd like you to still just review the video and just quickly do the task anyways, just so that there's no holes in your knowledge. But everyone else is going to need to go through these videos with me fairly slowly and copy what I do so they can learn the basics. So boys and girls, we'll get started straight away. And to do this, I'm going to have to invite all of you guys into my Scratch classroom. Okay, so I'm just going to switch over to my computer. There we are. Okay, so in my my Scratch classroom has a link to invite you guys to it, and this is the link here. I'm going to actually put this link on Google Classroom. You guys just need to click on it, and it will take you somewhere. I'll open a new page for me. Okay, it's actually going to take you to this page here. It will say your teacher has invited you to join a class. It'll say 5/6/2020. Now, boys and girls, this all you need to do is follow the instructions here. This is going to create a new account for you. Press Get Started. And you're going to create a username and a password. Now, if you already have a Scratch account, just make a new one for our classroom anyways, and you can keep your other Scratch account just as your personal one. This is going to be your school one. Okay, now for this, we need to actually make a username that obviously, remembering how safety online, we're not going to use our real names. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a code. I want you to do the first two letters of your name. So in my case, my first name is Ben, so I'm just going to do B-E. And then the first letter of your last name, S. Now, this is just gibberish, B-E-S, but when I see your first two letters of your first name and your first letter of your last name, I'll be able to figure out who you are. But any strangers who see your work that we post won't have a clue who you are. So I want you to use these fake usernames. Now, there's a very good chance that this name is already taken. Username taken. Try another. So basically, just add a number onto the end of it. I'm going to add the number 18. Let's try the number 18. Yes, 18's fine. Just add a number onto the end. Don't make it a gigantic number, something you can remember. So my account is going to be BES for Ben Staples. 18. And I'll make a password. Make the password the same as your Chromebook password, just so you don't forget it, guys. So I'll put one in here now. Okay. Now I will go to the next page. After that, we just need to put in some basic information. I'll put in my birthday. I'm super old, so we'll put that in. I'm also male and I live in Australia. All right, then you just press next step. All right, 5/6/2020, get started, go to class. Okay, so hooray, we have joined into our 5/6 Scratch classroom. Now, when you join into the classroom, it'll show you all the other students in the class. I'm the first student in this class, so it's just going to have me, BES 18. Everybody else is going to be down there as you guys join in. Now, at this point, there's a lot of stuff on the screen, so when I go through this video, I would suggest you just pause it whenever I do something new. So I would pause it now and go and make your account. Okay, so then you can watch a bit more and pause it and copy along with me. Otherwise, if you watch the whole video, you'll just get confused and you'll get left behind because you won't be able to remember it all. There are a lot of little steps. Okay, hopefully you've made your account now and you're caught up to me. So I'm going to now go up the top here to this button that says Create. Click on Create. It's just loading. Very slowly. There we go. Could not create the project. Please try again, but it did create it. I don't know. The internet's struggling these days, guys. It's getting hammered pretty hard, but that's all right. If you have trouble, just remember to refresh and you should be fine. Okay, we've got our project here. We've got our little cat on the right-hand side. This cat is actually called a sprite. Sprites are the little characters we use in Scratch. Now, we're going to actually teach this little sprite to move around the screen. We're going to teach him to go up, down, left, and right, okay? Now, to do that, I have to use all of these instructions on the side here. Now, I'll just move myself over a bit so you can see. These here are all the instructions we will use for the cat, okay? There's all different ones, and I'm just going to ask you to copy along with me for now. Now, for the start of this, we're going to go down to this control here. Okay, sorry, not control. Nope, sorry. We're not going to worry about the when flag is clicked. We're just going to go straight into when the key space is pressed. Okay, so grab this one here when space key is pressed and put it out here. Now with this, we are going to use it as the right arrow first. So when I press the right arrow key, do whatever I attach underneath this. Okay, now I'm going to get now to the blue one, and I'm going to show this one down here that says change X by 10. Okay, change X by 10. Now, boys and girls, this is actually going to get our little cat on the right here to move to the right every time we press the right arrow key. Let's give it a try. I'll press the right arrow key on my keyboard. Yep, he moved 10. Move 10, move 10. It's only a tiny bit, but that tiny bit is still actually 10. Now you can actually see down the bottom here, there are some funny numbers. I'm just going to set both these numbers to 0. Now, on Scratch, X is going left and right. So if I plus more to X, it will keep going right further. And if I take away from X, it will go to the left further. See, watch, if I press this right arrow key, look at this little part down here, and you'll see that goes 10 more. See, I'll press the right arrow key once, 10 more. Again, 20, 30, 40, 50. And that moves him across the plane. You can even see the left and right arrow here to show you that X goes left and right. That's why I've got change X by 10. We need to make him go back to the left now. So I'm going to get one. Let's go back to our events when the space key is pressed. This time I'm going to change it to going the left arrow because I want him to go to the left now. And I will get the motion change X by 10 when I press the left arrow. So I'm going to press left. Let's see what happens. Pressing the left button. Oh, he's still going to the right. It's still adding 10 more onto X every time. That's a bug, boys and girls. We need to make it actually take away 10 to go back the other direction. So I'll go over here to when the left arrow key is pressed. I'm going to change X by take away 10. So I'll click there and take away 10. I'll put a take away sign, a subtraction sign in front of the 10. And now it will subtract 10 every time I press the left. See, it's 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. And now left goes to the left, right goes to the right. I can hold it down on my keyboard to go quickly. Okay, our cat's moving around just fine now. Now we also need to make this cat go up and down. So I'm going to do the same thing. Remember, boys and girls, pause this video and copy what I'm doing. So that way you're not getting left behind. All right, I'm going to add a few more in here. Rather than get all of these parts again, I'm actually going to just duplicate this one and bring it over here. So I don't have to type the whole thing again, like drag all the bits out. Now, this time I'm going to do when the up arrow is pressed. Okay, so when the up arrow is pressed, I want him to go up. But up isn't X. Remember, X is down here. You can see X is going left and right. So going up is actually this one here, Y. Y. Up is Y and down Y. Okay? Now this is actually a bit of maths, boys and girls. You might know about an X-axis and a Y-axis. X is always left and right, horizontal. Y is always up and down, vertical. Okay? So this change X by 10 for going up isn't right. We need to change Y by 10. I'll get this X and I'll just chuck it back over the side here, get rid of that. I don't want it. We'll go back to motion, get this one here, change Y by 10, put it there. Now when I press the up arrow, it'll add 10 more onto our Y, which is going up. There we go, going up. And the same thing for going down. I'm just going to duplicate it. And this time I'll take away 10. Take away 10. Are you working? Oh, nope. I forgot. I need to change it to down arrow. When the down arrow key is pressed, take away 10. There we go. That'll work better now. There we go. Down, up, left, and right. Boys and girls, that is your main task for today. Okay? Getting your sprite to be able to move around up and down the y-axis, left and right along the x-axis. And that is the main task. To make this look a little bit nicer, let's add a few little fast finisher parts to this. First of all, he's just walking around on this plain white background. We can change the background down here. It says choose a backdrop. I'm going to click on that. And I'll pick something a little bit nicer than a boring old white background. Let's try the desert here. I'm going to go the desert. Okay. There we go. Now he's walking in the desert. This is a bit better. Excellent. Okay, walking in the desert. All right, I like it. You know what? If your cat's too big, this cat's pretty... it's not a bad size, but you know what? I might shrink him down a bit. This is his size here. Right now he's at 100%. He's at full size. But I can shrink him down. I could make him half as big by halving him down to 50%. I'll change that to 50. Oh, and now he's a little cat with a giant cactus there. Yeah, you can choose. You know what? I'll put him back up to 100. 100% the size. Feel free to play with that. If your cat was walking around a city or something, you might want to shrink him down. But in another scene, you might even want to make him bigger. You choose. So, boys and girls, at the end of that, we've learned a bunch of things. We've learned how to make our sprite move around. We've been able to add in a background. And we've also looked at changing the size of our sprite as well. I think there's one more thing we can add. You guys are pretty smart. One more thing. Let's go into events. Let's add another when space key is pressed. But this time I'm going to leave it at spacebar, at the spacebar, and I'm going to get it to make a sound. Let's go this pink one here. I'm going to play a sound here. Play the sound meow until the sound is done, whenever I press the space key. So let me try now. I'll press spacebar. There we go. We have a meow. All right. That's quite a bit enough for the first lesson, I think. There's quite a lot there. When you have finished it, boys and girls, please make sure that you... mine's not loaded properly. There is a button up the top here normally that will say share. Yours isn't doing it because mine got that error when I started loading it. But up the top here, when you guys do this, there'll be a button up the top here that says share. You need to press that share button so that I can see your work. If you don't press share, I won't be able to see what you've done. And I'd like to get on and see what you guys have created. Remember, you don't have to use a cat or you don't have to use this background. You can change it around if you want to. Feel free to experiment. But mostly, if you can get those key parts done, then that will be a great start with Scratch. Okay, so having finished that, I don't think mine's going to save because mine is offline. It stuffed up, but that's all right. In your case, all you'll need to do is press share and then you can close it off. Now remember, if you want to get back in to do more Scratch later, I'll switch back to me. If you want to get back in to do more Scratch later, don't make a new account. You just need to log in from the start. Okay? Now your computer will probably stay logged in, so don't make new accounts. Just log back into Scratch. If ever you want to log into Scratch, okay, just go to Google. Okay? I'm just going to go to regular old Google here. All right? If you go to Google and you want to log back into Scratch the next day, do a little bit more work, just search for Scratch in Google. And Scratch will be the top one. Okay? This scratch.mit.edu. Click on that, and most likely you'll already be logged in. You can see I'm already still logged in. And I could just create, or I could go into my stuff and continue something that I've worked on before. Okay? However, if it's not, then you'll just need to log back in and use your same username and password. Last time I did this with 5/6s, I got some students who made about 4 accounts and they couldn't keep track of which one they were using. So please only make one account and then just keep using the same one. All right? Boys and girls, if you have any questions or you get stuck, then please email me. I'll probably also make time to get online later today so that you guys can ask me some questions or show me things if you get stuck. But it is a video, so please just pause it and rewind it. If something's going wrong with yours, just copy what I do and pause it and go a little bit at a time. Thanks a lot, boys and girls. I'll leave you to it. Have a great day and see you next time.